Hello everyone, it's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. So Aptera was at Tesla Takeover 2023 near San Luis Obispo a few days ago, and this is some footage courtesy of Thatcher. Thank you for going there and getting this footage for us. So there was a lot of interest on the Aptera. A lot of people were around the vehicle at all times during the event, and it seemed like it was very well received. But one of the kind of surprises from it, and I guess it shouldn't be too surprising since Sandy Munro was there and so was Aptera, and Sandy has been working with Aptera, is that Sandy Munro Live released a video where Sandy is talking to Chris Anthony, and there are a lot of tidbits in here that we were not aware of, or at least I was not aware of. So I thought we'd kind of watch those relevant bits together and comment. I recommend that you watch the entire video on Sandy Munro's channel. It is only 12 minutes long and well worth the view. But let's go over some parts that I thought were interesting here.
For you.
Oh, perfect. That's wonderful.
We
I didn't see that before. Plus and minus.
Those are actually recycled skateboard decks too. So
no kidding.
We actually found a way to put that in production. So we found a source where we can get those at 20,000 units a year.
Okay, so that's the first thing. We were not sure whether the repurposed skateboard deck pedals were going to make it into the production model. It looks like they are planning on putting it in the production model. And a couple of comments that Sandy Munro makes here makes me understand that he's not really as up to date on Aptera on the day-to-day things as many of us are, because I think he's very busy with like a million other projects. So he's not that in tune with what's going on with Aptera day to day. So we've known about these skateboard deck pedals for a long time, but this was kind of news to him. And you'll see later on in the video, there were a couple other things that are news to him. So I wonder if his projection of the September Aptera model may or may not be the most accurate, but we'll see.
But the interiors change a little bit from this version to the Delta version. We reduced the size of the screen to a 12.8 inch screen. This kind of overwhelms the interiors. It's too big a screen, so it also kind of impinges on your knee room. So we pushed it up and made it a little smaller. We integrated this rear view system into a plastic bucket that has the lights, the microphone, and the hazard. So it's all one unit, and it actually pushes this up about 1.5 inches, so it gives you a little more clarity.
Gets rid of the
viewing angle.
Yeah, gets rid of the cabling or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's really cool. I think that's a very good decision that they made to kind of integrate that. There's no real reason to have the thing on a little stalk like that, because the rear view mirror, the center rear view mirror on other vehicles is on a stock like that, just so you can adjust it so that it fits. But since it's going to be a screen, you don't really need to adjust it for each person, because you can see the screen from pretty much any angle. So making it integrated makes it a lot cleaner, gives you more visibility out the windshield. And I think when they get Comma AI functionality, you can just take out that module and replace it with a module that has the Comma AI device in there.
Yeah. And we redesigned the sunshades to be integrated with obviously the headliner.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
But this doesn't have the
because those things were chintzy. They were really too small to be effective sun visors.
Telescoping and tilt column, but it does have the eyes forward vision system. So this vision system will hopefully let you see 180 degrees behind you. So when you're driving, you can look forward to the road, but see what's on the sides and behind you at all times. So
yeah, that's why I'd like to get rid of these, because this is a much smarter way of going. I think it's a lot safer than this. It's definitely safer than those stupid wing mirrors. This is my I don't know, destiny in life, to get rid of those things. All they do is give you bad aero.
It's akin to the CCS2 charger.
Remember, I don't know if this is still going to be a thing, but several months ago, Chris Anthony said he alluded to the idea that you could get rid of the external side mirrors if the laws were to change. And I think many of us are planning on removing those mirrors, even if the law doesn't change.
You know, it's
Yeah, well,
committees on committees that don't
yeah.
know, you know, what decisions to actually
Well,
make.
we've
to make people's
always
lives
had
better.
one. We can't possibly. Yeah, I've heard it. Can we close it up and just?
Sure. We
Okay.
have to turn it on to get it back open, but.
Okay. Oh yeah, this.
But
is
hopefully a
perfectly
comfy
cool.
ride. This doesn't have the
Very
dead pedal yet, so you're probably lacking a little foot support
No,
down there. But
no problem.
the one thing that this really does is it gives you the backup lines.
Yeah.
So when you're backing up, you kind of count on this. But when you're
Yeah.
just driving, you should be able to just look forward at all times
Yeah.
and have a full sight picture around you.
Yeah. No, this is spectacular.
And
I really,
we
really like it.
our infotainment has changed a little bit. We have a way to see what's going on with the solar charging, see how much power is going in, how much power you're using as well. But we try to eliminate all the buttons in here at your suggestion.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are not happy with the touchscreen doing all the functions and having minimal physical buttons in there, but that was Sandy Munro's suggestion.
Yeah.
The number one failure that you're going to deal with is connectors, so get rid of as many connectors as
Yeah.
possible. So we try to put all the functions on here, so like the interior lights and the windows and stuff, we put it all
Yeah.
on the screen, and we can modify this over time and make it more
Right.
useful and
Well,
hopefully give over-the-air
the other thing
updates.
is maybe at some time in the future, if you want to see certain things where you hold it and pull it up just like you would on your cell phone.
A cool thing we developed is gesturing. So 3 fingers, is skip track, and 2 fingers is volume up.
Oh, cool.
Like you can program it different ways. Swipe left is air conditioning, swipe up is music. That sort of stuff is all possible with these screens. It's just you got to kind of put the time into actually developing it.
You know what I'd really like to see, and I've suggested this a couple of times, but I wonder if it wouldn't be a good idea to make it so that as you walk up to the car recognizes your face and boom, everything's ready to go. Sometimes you go to the car and you don't have your cell phone. So for the Tesla or the Rivian that we've got, even the Lightning, I mean, all of them use a cell phone, and that's great. But sometimes, like I say, you just walk into the backyard, you need something out of the trunk or the frunk or whatever, and it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because it's on your cell phone, which is somewhere else.
We've got the knock sensor, so all you have to do is program your custom knock, and then you can always get in the vehicle. So, bam, you're in the vehicle. It's like entering the code.
That's a very interesting feature. I don't know if that's going to be implemented or that just Chris Anthony is saying that they could implement that, but that's kind of a cool feature. I don't know how that would work out practically. Like if the timing was slightly off, would you not be able to get in your car? Like how precise does that knock have to be? How much tolerance do you have to be to make it work? But I think that's a cool feature. Like instead of having that little code that you punch in on the side, you could have like a special knock sequence, and that'll let you into the vehicle.
Yeah. I'd still rather just look at my face and boom, oh yeah, there's Sandy, and I get in.
Ford had that system where you could put a keypad on the side and you could get in. So when you're going surfing, you could leave your stuff, in the truck, which I thought was interesting. But the camera system could be adaptable to that too. You just got to put kind of facial recognition hardware in here.
So just out of curiosity, are these mouse balls? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, here's another thing. So we know in the Delta renders, the left button is like a up and down toggle, and the right is just a horn. But this seems to be news.
So this isn't the functional final production wheel. We think that they actually might be buttons, so up and down, and there'll be a horn button on here too. So we might not go with the scroll wheel because you can kind of get to everything through here, and
I actually think the scroll wheel would be kind of a cool idea, personally.
We're still deciding with the wheel manufacturer what that's going to be.
So I had somebody come up and ask the question, and I assumed yes, but I didn't have an answer. Have you guys taken this thing out for any kind of like a long distance ride from maybe San Diego to San Francisco or something like that?
What we do is we go out to the desert and we drive a loop. So one that helps us, stay close to base camp so we can load it up and unload it and stuff. So the Salton Sea is good for us because we can just drive out to the Salton Sea. It's a big loop around the Salton Sea and it's all perfectly flat. So so that's where we do most of our range testing. Once we have production battery packs, then we'll start to do more long range testing.
Okay, so that was something new to me. I thought that they had like a production intent battery in Gamma, but it appears it does not have a production battery in there.
But we probably won't have production battery packs until February, March of next year.
So whose battery is he gonna, or is it?
Well, interestingly, the supply chain has really changed over the last year.
Yeah, I know.
And we have a current deal with a battery manufacturer, but you know, the world has opened up to us in the last 6 months on battery supply, and you know, there's lots of different companies that supply the 2170 cell, like the Tesla Model 3 uses, and we're kind of testing and picking that supplier now. But they're all kind of drop-in replacements to our pack, and we've already gone through validation on our module, and we're starting validation on our pack. So, you know, we'll sort that out.
Cool.
In the next
That sounds
probably
great.
3 months.
So it sounds like their battery supplier. Remember, they had a battery supplier that they announced a while back. Looks like they're looking at other battery suppliers as well. Maybe they're getting better prices. I think battery prices are going down. Lithium, cobalt, all those prices are going down now. So that bodes well for the battery cost front.
Months.
Sounds great. So what's next on the?
Next is you went to CPC and saw their amazing facility. They're actually commissioning our body tools now. And over the next several months, they'll finish up commissioning all those tools, and then they'll have the first full body structure that they can supply to us. And we're hoping to marry that brand new body structure with a chassis that we're making here in San Diego, and have the first kind of Delta representative version here towards the end of the year.
All right, so there you have it. Towards the end of the year, there should be a functional physical Delta. If I will obviously try to go down there and check that out as soon as that's built.
And there it goes.
There you go.
Oh, well, cool.
Butterfly goodness.
Yes, absolutely.
We
Thanks so
appreciate
much,
you, Sandy.
Chris.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
everything you do
Thank
for the
for-
company and all your
Wow.
support. And
I'm really excited to see how this is going to go, and I heard you giving away bodies. If you're doing that, we'd love to have one at our place.
Oh, we'll
I
send
mean,
you
we
one.
get
Absolutely.
great, good deal. So now we'll have a body at our place. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and stay tuned for actually the next generation of this vehicle. Hopefully in
Just a couple months.
a couple of months.
There you go. So September, I think, is going to be a little soon. Towards the end of the year, maybe November, December is when Delta will be built, and hopefully we will be able to check that out in person. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Please, again, I encourage you to watch the entire video. There's some, stuff at the beginning which isn't not directly Aptera related, but interesting anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.